We just got a freshly leaked video of Donald Trump where he always is on the golf course, and in this video he can be heard candidly talking about President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. Now he throws insults at them. He calls President Biden a broken down pile of crap. He says that Vice President Kamala Harris is so pathetic, and Donald Trump also makes conflicting claims in this video. At first he says that he got President Biden to quit, and then he says President Biden is probably quitting. Donald Trump is an expert at political doublespeak, and that is what you hear in this video. Take a look.
You gave me so much. How did I do with the debate the other night?
Oh, amazing.
He kicked that old broken down pile of crap.
Yeah.
It's a bad guy. He just quit, you know. He's quitting the race.
Is that right?
Yep, I got him out of the race. And that means we have Kamala. I think she's going to be better. She's so bad. She's so pathetic.
It's so amazing.
It's just so fucking bad. So
I just can't imagine.
But can you imagine that guy with dealing with Putin and the president of China, who's a fierce person? He's a fierce man, a very tough guy. And they see him, they can't. But they just announced he's probably quitting.
Good.
Very good.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Just keep knocking him out, right?
That's it.
Okay, so a few things. Just when we thought that Donald Trump couldn't be more reprehensible, we get a video of him speaking candidly, and we are proven wrong. Also, I just want to point out that if President Obama or even if President Biden were caught on a hot mic saying this exact same thing, if President Obama said the same thing back in 2012 about a political opponent, Republicans would have been calling for him to drop out of the race immediately. But there exists this double standard between Democrats and Republicans. The media treats Republicans with kid gloves and treats Democrats and holds Democrats to this impossible standard. Also, this is another case of us never hearing Barron say a word. We've never seen Barron smile. He seems absolutely miserable. Also, I just want to point out this 47 sleeve that Trump has. Also, his collar says MAGA. Just absolutely delusional stuff. But again, Trump says multiple different things during this video. So at first he says Biden just quit. Then he says Biden will quit the race. And at the end he says they announced that he's probably quitting. He's lying with all three of those statements. Nobody announced that. Nobody ever said that Biden is going to quit. Donald Trump is again speaking out of both sides of his mouth, using this political doublespeak that he's gotten so good at. People say I love Trump because he doesn't mix his words, but he lies. He constantly lies, and he does mix his words a lot. This comment on Twitter summarized this pretty well. They said, I literally could not care less about people getting mad when we compare Trump to Hitler. For years, one of the things Hitler was known for is that he would candidly just spew absolute insane horseshit nonstop and seemed to genuinely believe every insane claim he made. He was always surrounded by yes men who would just parrot all the insane BS he said and act on it even if they logically knew he was just saying insane BS. When Berlin was being leveled by Russian artillery, Hitler had a meeting with Albert Speer in which he rambled incoherently about how the bombings and artillery fire were good because, quote, it's easier to clean up the rebel than to tear it all down yourself, in reference to the plans for a total reconstruction of Berlin for his Third Reich. This is the trait that I believe Trump shares with him. I feel very strongly this is something they both do. I could not care less if people get mad over Hitler comparisons. It's an apt comparison. He's an insane, wannabe despot. We should consider ourselves extremely lucky that he waited until he was old before he decided to do a Hitler run. And that is a very, very good breakdown right there. This video shows what Donald Trump is actually like, and he's always spewing this insane BS, as that comment pointed out. But yeah, as Donald Trump is sitting down on his golf cart, gasping for air, he decides to call President Biden a broken down pile of crap, even though President Biden was able to pass legislation that Donald Trump would have only dreamed of passing. What a lovely, lovely guy that Donald Trump is. But all of the MAGA sycophants and the MAGA fans were melting down in the replies of this video, and they were trying to say that President Biden is just as bad, if not worse, and they kept linking this video I'm about to play. But the key difference is this is Donald Trump behind the scenes making reprehensible comments that map on to this pattern of reprehensible language that we've heard him use repeatedly. Joe Biden made one offhand remark that was pretty funny while the reporter was still sitting there. He wasn't talking crap behind people's backs, but watch this clip.
Why are you sending anyone on a trip to Ukraine? Would you take President Biden's place with that? Do you think your place is a political liability?
That's a great asset. More inflation. What a stupid son of a bitch.
So that video from a few years ago actually highlights the difference between President Biden and Donald Trump perfectly. In that video, Peter Doocy asks President Biden, do you think that inflation is a liability heading into the midterms? And President Biden jokingly responds, no, inflation is an asset, more inflation, what a dumb piece of whatever. And then President Biden called Peter Doocy later that night and apologized and clarified, because President Biden is a fundamentally decent human being who actually cares about others and wouldn't want to hurt somebody's feelings. He knows what it's like to be in a position of pain, whereas Donald Trump just spews BS behind the scenes. He says totally insane stuff and puts down other human beings. We know that he does this even with people inside the Republican Party. He is just a deranged old person who can't stop himself from talking crap. I feel like we've all met a salty older Republican voter that acts exactly like this behind the scenes, the get off my lawn type of person who is always jumping at the opportunity to put other people down. I've met a lot of Republicans like this. It seems like it's just part of their character at this point. But going back to the video where Donald Trump calls President Biden a broken down pile of crap and says, could you imagine this man interacting with Vladimir Putin or Xi Jinping? Well, in fact, yes, I can. President Biden has placed more pressure on Vladimir Putin and the Russian economy than Donald Trump ever did. And keep in mind, Crimea was being occupied by Russia during Donald Trump's 4 years in office, and he likes to retroactively act like he was incredibly tough when it came to Vladimir Putin, but Donald Trump did not do a single thing to try to get Putin out of Crimea. So this idea that he is more tough than President Biden is not true whatsoever. And from what I put together after watching this video a few times, it seems like Donald Trump is at one of his own golf courses. That is a safe assumption. And it seems like he's paying off the caddy in that moment, and one of the caddy's friends or coworkers decided to sneakily record this video out of his pocket, and then I'm sure he sent that video to a friend, and the video was posted online, and then it went viral from there. But we knew Donald Trump was a slimy, insane person, but seeing him act like that behind the scenes when talking to younger Americans makes me lose even more respect for him. The last thing the American people need right now is somebody in the White House who is resentful, who actually genuinely hates half of the American people, anybody with a D next to their name. Hearing Donald Trump talk like this behind the scenes, being able to peel back that onion and seeing what he's like candid when he doesn't know he's being recorded, makes him seem like an even more slimy and terrible human being. In some personal news, I made an Adam Mockler subreddit and an Adam Mockler Discord. The links for both will be in the description below. Make sure you go join. We're building a great community where we talk about politics, we talk about the next steps for the Biden campaign, and we crap on Donald Trump. Also, make sure to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed, comment a blue heart, comment what you made of that leaked Donald Trump video. I love to hear from you guys. Hit that subscribe button, and most importantly, have a great day yourself.